All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to be in the 147-pound division, where it seems as if Terence Crawford has run out of options, as if you listen to the words coming out of his mouth, and therefore, we should see, provided he gets past Errol Spence in his rematch, we should see the fight that is really the best option for fight fans right now, which is a fight with Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis at 147 pounds. And seeing as Jaron Ennis should be fighting again relatively soon, I think you're going to see even a bigger push for that once he gets his hands and gets past another opponent in ridiculously fantastic style. But Terence Crawford has essentially talked himself into this by saying what he isn't going to do. It's just a very, very interesting tactic to a guy that's saying he wants the big fights. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division where Terence Crawford seems like he's going to stay because he has said that he will now not fight Jermell Charlo for the undisputed title at 154 pounds. If it was made available to him, or shall I say, one fight away from undisputed at 154 pounds, which would just be to fight Jermell Charlo at 154, because Jermell has 3 of the 4 belts. Terence Crawford says now it's not on his radar. He doesn't want the fight anymore because of how Canelo Alvarez beat Jermell Charlo. Well, surprise, surprise. That is what you heard on this channel a while ago. And he also says, right, or rather I should say Canelo also says that Terence Crawford's not in his plans. And since he's not in his plans now, man, you can better believe he ain't in his plans at all, because Showtime didn't even ask him about it. People, commentators and people, the media people asked him about it. A couple media people asked him about it, but the Showtime itself did not mention his name, which tells you that Showtime knows that that is not on Canelo Alvarez's radar. So what exactly is he going to do now? So what is Terence Crawford going to do if he gets past Errol Spence Jr. in their second fight, right? Or if that fight doesn't take place? Dude, it's only really one guy, and it's Jaron Ennis. Now, before I get into the details of it, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime supporter of the channel, thank you so much. But look, let's do this, man, because Terence Crawford is an interesting dude, man. Definitely the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in boxing. Always got to give him his praise and his kudos and the flowers that he deserves, because those are the flowers that he deserves, for people to say what he is in the ring. Outside of the ring, though, man, he's an interesting dude, man, because it's like he keeps cutting off his options. And Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s, the CEO for Mayweather Promotion, goes by the name of Leonard Ellerbe, was sitting down at a table being interviewed ahead of the Jermell Charlo. He was actually sitting back on a couch, getting interviewed before the Jermell Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez fight. And he was asked about Terence Crawford and the things Terence Crawford said he was going to do and not do, right? At that particular time, Terence Crawford was saying that he's not going to fight Keith Thurman. He's not going to fight Danny Garcia. And obviously, Terence Crawford saying he's gunning for Canelo, and he was gunning for Charlo. Well, at the time, Leonard Ellerbe says, man, kind of smiles and says, man, I like this Terence Crawford. He's talking more. But he needs to, you don't need to cut out your options, because some of these things that you think may be options aren't really options for you. And what are those options? What are not really, Canelo is not a real option. Not a real option. I've been saying that for a while. He's not a real option. But so Terence Crawford says he wants that. Notice they didn't let him anywhere near the ring at Showtime. You didn't see him. Let me get through these ropes. Let me call this man out. Didn't take place. So now, with that off the table, he then, on the way out after the fight with Jermell and Canelo, he says, I no longer want to fight Jermell. I no longer want to fight Jermell. He didn't put up a fight against Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo Alvarez spanked him like his daddy. Canelo made the lion look like a cub. All of that good old stuff. So that's out of the picture. Keith Thurman is out of the picture. Who else is there? Tim Tszyu or Jaron Ennis? Now, somebody explain to me how those are legacy fights. How those are big money fights, huge money fights. There's one that I think is a legacy fight, and one that I don't think is, and another one is not a legacy fight. For me, I think the legacy fight is Jaron Ennis, because if he's able to beat Jaron Ennis, say he's able to beat Jaron Ennis, I think Jaron Ennis is going to wind up doing some things that could very well make that win look extremely, extremely good down the road. And Jaron Ennis is the best 147 pounder. If you take Errol and you move Errol to 154, even if you don't assume that something that he's not going to be the same in his career, just move him out because he said he's at 154. Of all those other guys, man, Jaron Ennis is probably the best fighter from 147 below. And when I mean by the best fighter, I mean he's going to beat them all. I'm sure there are people that will be saying, well, a Monster Inoue is a better fighter, or Shakur Stevenson is a better fighter, or some people may say Gervonta Davis is a better fighter. Yeah, but ain't none of them getting in the ring and beating Jaron. Jaron is the legitimate real deal. And I have a suspicion that he's going to get put in that Terence Crawford is going to get put in the position of having to fight him anyway, or he's going to have to retire. And if he just retires and he doesn't fight him, I'll believe it. Let me put it this way. I'll believe it when I see it, that he retires and then he leaves the limelight. I don't believe he will. Not with the new outfits that he got and the new platinum chain that he has. He spent a good $250,000 on a chain, and he's wearing silk Versace shirts with the button down by his navel. Nah, I think he's liking the fanfare. I think he's liking this moment that he's in, and he probably can't wait to get back in the ring. But at the end of the day, man, Terence Crawford has talked himself into a corner. Unless, of course, Terence Crawford is a guy where you're like, well, okay, I can't take what he says seriously, right? You can't take it. Kind of like Tyson Fury. You can't really take anything Tyson Fury says seriously. If he says one thing, it very well may be another. He says something on Monday, then he may say something on Tuesday, and then go back to the original on Wednesday, and then get off that on Thursday, and then somehow turn around and think he's outsmarting everybody. Now, you're not outsmarting anybody. Ain't nobody just gonna believe anything you gotta say. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, people will talk about it because it is what it is. It's just boxing conversation to be had. As it relates to Terence Crawford, though, man, this is what I want to see. Stay at 147. If you're going to stay at 147, stay at 147. Fight the guys at 147. Fight Jaron Ennis. Fight Keith Thurman. Fight Stanionis. If he's trying to build his legacy in his career and all of that stuff, his fanfare and all that, that's what's going to do it. It's not just going to be one fight where you jump through the roof. It's going to be a fight where you're going to get a fight, win a big fight, then the next fight may not be so big. You win those and you get another big fight. That's the smarter move for him, in my opinion. And I certainly hope it's the one that he takes. But he's looking more and more like he's going to get siloed into Jaron Ennis. Tim Tszyu is not some big fight. It may go pay-per-view, but it go to pay-per-view and have that pay-per-view not do well, because that's probably that's one of the things that I think Showtime is going to actually do, is have a lot of their fights on pay-per-view. And then after the fights on pay-per-view, then show it on regular Showtime. That's kind of like the ABC model back in the day. That's the way it used to operate. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.